and welcome or welcome back to BookTube with Amy. So, this is another haul. I know, I'm terrible. It's fine. We're not getting into it. We don't need to talk about it. We can just move on with life and you can enjoy living vicariously through me as I spend my entire month's wages on books. No, this haul is actually a wee bit more reasonable and there is a reason why I picked up some of these books, so I feel like I kind of get a row. Aye. Back me up, right? Because see, if you guys are on my side, then Simon can't give me a row for it either. So, aye. Back your gal up. So first of all, I bought Spellslinger by Sebastian D. Castile because Lisa, for Lisa Does Life, goes on about this all the time. And Jem asked a few of us to help her out with her most recent TBR Atsy game. I helped out with that and Lisa heavily hinted that Jem should read this book and I was like, it is on my wish list and I'm interested in it. So I took it as a sign for the universe that I needed this in my life. So I bought the first one, right? Here's the kicker. I didn't do enough digging into this series, really, before I bought it. The first one had just been on my wish list because it sounds basically right up my street. Apparently these are really difficult to get in hardback. The first, I think, two are fine. The third one and the last one, I believe, are really difficult to get in hardback, and I obviously bought the first one in hardback because I much prefer like a longer fantasy series to be in hardback. I like, well, YA fantasy series in hardback. I like high fantasy paperbacks. I don't know why. I'm a weird person, right? So I don't know if I should return this and repurchase it in the paperback and just get the entire set in paperback so that like I am forever paying hundreds and hundreds of money for hardback editions of books. We'll see. I think I'm going to maybe read this and then this will decide for me what I want to do with the rest of my collection of this series. But aye. And then I got Woman Eaten by Claire Coda. I think Jess from Lady Lovestead read this. I think she won a copy of it and she read it. Or was that Night Bitch? I don't remember right. I saw somebody talk about this book and it ended up on my wish list because it sounded really, really good. And then Jem from Bookish Gems actually got this in her Abominable book box. And I was like, oh, that's on my wish list, I fancy it. She said, cool, do you want to buddy read it? I said, aye. Another sign for the universe that it was perfectly acceptable for me to buy this book. And then I was sent Meet Your Baker by Ellie Alexander, which is the first in the Bake Shop Mystery series by Lisa from Lisa Does Life, as a thank you for helping her make the tracker for Marvelathon, which I was very, very grateful. So thank you very much, Lisa. And this was recommended to me by Jarrett, who is somebody that I have met through the BookTube Blitz. He is on my team, the winning team, Team Tartan. He recommended this one to me because I had said I was looking to get a wee bit into more cosy mysteries and he had just finished, I think, the third one in the series. So I was like, I'm going to check it out. I like books that revolve around food. So that is another cosy mystery on my shelves that I can try. And then I got Chaos Reigns Oathbroken by J. Smith. So this sounds so good. Jared actually reached out to me on Twitter. I had put out saying like I was one person away for 500 subscribers and he tweeted me back and was like, I've got you, and he subscribed to my channel and I was like, thank you so much. So he then says that if I wanted a free audio or Kindle copy of his book, just to let him know, and he would send it to me for a review. I looked his book up and it actually sounded brilliant, so I just bought a paperback so that I can try and fit this into either my Indie Accords TBR or my Indie August TBR. This just sounds like my perfect book, to be honest. So he supported me, I thought I would support him back, and it sounds banging. Another sign for the universe, right? It was perfectly fine for me to buy this book.
Like, oi with the poodles already.
No me sitting in my room on my own justifying buying books to my pals on the internet. And then my lovely sister actually gifted me and Simon Good Girl Bad Blood. which is the second book in the Holly Jackson series. We have the first one, neither of us have read it yet, but Megan unfortunately ended up with 2 copies of this, so she sent one our way, which I am very grateful for. And then the next 2 were an impromptu pop into a charity shop while I was out shopping with my mum and my gran, and I got Burnt Sugar by Ivani Doshi. Now this gets so much BookTube hype, it has been on my wish list for a wee while and on my radar for a wee while. It was £1, I couldn't say no. And then I got 1,000 Ships by Natalie Haynes. Again, so loved on BookTube. I had this and I believe Pandora's Jar by the same author on my wish list. We all know I love a Greek mythology feminist retelling. Greek mythology feminist retelling, I believe. So I, again, £1, snapped it up. And then the next 2 books that I'm going to talk about are also books that I purchased for my Indie Accords TBR or Indie August. So I got On a Sunbeam by Tilly Walden. I recently just spoke about this in my I Stand With Trans Kids book tag about how I really wanted to get to this and it just looked brilliant. I didn't even know at the time that this was independently published, and I decided to take part in the Indie Accords. I felt like a graphic novel would be a good wee addition to that bingo board because I can fly through it quite quickly. So when I was looking up indie published graphic novels, this one appeared and I thought, well, is that not very fortuitous? And some might say, a sign from the universe. I needed to buy this book.
The worst!
See, right, it's no me, right, that is overspending and buying too many books. It's the universe giving me too many signs. What can I say? And then I got Potions, Poisons and Perils by Shia MacLeod. This hasn't been on my wish list long, to be honest. I have been rereading all the Suki Stackhouse books and I've really been enjoying sort of the cosy mystery vibes and the supernatural element, and so I was looking up other supernatural cosy mysteries because I think that if I get into cosy mysteries, they might take on my life. And I think that if I let paranormal cosy mysteries into my reading habits, then they might take on my entire universe and just become my entire personality. So I was looking up a couple of different ones and this one got some really good reviews and it just looked brilliant. I mean, the cover on it, it's just my aesthetic over the back. It just looks brilliant. I can't wait to read this. I will definitely be, well, I mean, there's a bookmark in it, right, so spoilers, this is what I'm going to be reading soon. I'm hoping to actually start this today as I am filming this because it just looks brilliant. And then part of the Indie Accords TBR board is that you need to read a host's favourite. So they've done like some graphics with some of their favourite book recommendations for all of the different hosts, and I picked up Too Much Lip by Melissa Lukashenko, and this is Mel from A Book Fiend Named Mel's, one of her favourite recommendations. So I picked it up, I thought that it sounded really good, and it's a standalone. I have obviously tried to put myself on a series buying ban, but a couple of the indie books that I've picked up are the first in a series, and I'm just going to be alright with that. It's fine. My numbers will, you know, maybe peter off a wee bit at the end of the year, but it's fine because they're indie books and I'm still happy to support them. But this is a standalone, whereas a lot of the other host favourites were the first in a series, but this just sounds absolutely fantastic. And then lastly, I bought Air of Fire by CC Pendarana. This gets so much love online, and it's been on my wish list for ages. I actually believe that the author who writes this is from Paisley, which is like the next town north for me. If I'm wrong and I'm talking shite, you can let me know in the comments. But Ellie from Earl Grey Books has had this on a couple of TBRs in the past actually, and she hasn't got round to picking it up yet, but I believe it was also on her Indie Accords TBR, and so I was like, right, I'm just going to pick it up and we'll give it a go. It's shorter than I was expecting it to be. I don't know why, but I was expecting this to come and be an absolute chonker, but it looks really good. The only thing that annoys me about this is the cover on it's matte, and so like you can literally see like every single fingerprint ever, so I reckon I'm going to have to take the dust jacket off when I'm reading this. But underneath this, see, for it being an indie novel, It is gorgeous. Like, look at the naked hardback. It is just stunning. So I'm really excited to read this, even though it is the first in a series, but it's fine. So that is all the books that I have hauled recently. Hopefully you aren't too stressed about my TBR. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Hope you're enjoying everything that you're reading at the moment, and I will catch you in the next gen. Bye!